Hi, so now we're gonna do some multiplication of 2 and 3 digit numbers, and we'll be focusing on the multiplication with renaming. So first, how do I find $37 times 2? So let's use some number this to help us. 37 times 2, that is the same as saying that we have two groups of 37. So if I were to use my number this, 37 is 3/10 and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. So 37 is 3/10 and 7 ones. And by multiplying it by 2, I can take it as if I have two groups of 37. So let's put this together. So if I have two groups of this, I would need another 3/10 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. Okay, so now let's figure out how to do the multiplication. When we do multiplication, we always start from the ones column. So we start with our 7. 7 times 2 is, if you're not very sure, we can always count or number this. So I'm looking at the ones column now, so I should look at the number this that are my ones. So how many do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If I have 14, 14 is 1, 10, and 4 ones. So in my ones column, I will put my 4 ones. And in my tens column, I will add 1 10. Now, because I have renamed 10 ones into 1 10, I need to take away 10 ones. So I'll take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I will replace it with 1 10. So I replace it with 1 10. So now I have an extra 10, which is what's happening here when I add another 1 to my tens column. So now, how do I find how many tens I have? I will take my original 3 tens and 3 tens. So I'll take 3 tens times 2, which gives me 6. And then I need to add my extra 10 that I got from my renaming. So I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I got 7 by taking 3 times 2, which gives me 6. And then I add another 1, which gives me 7. Let's go through a different example. How do I get 16 times 3? Okay, so let's use my number this to help me again. 16 is 1, 10, and 6 ones. So I'll put 1 10 and 6 ones. And how many groups of this do I need? Now I want to multiply by 3, which means I need 3 groups of this. So I'll put another one. And then I need one more group. Okay, so now I have 3 groups of 16. And I want to calculate what is 16 times 3. First, I start from my ones column, which is 6 ones multiplied by 3. So how many ones do I get? So we should know our 6 times tables and as well as our multiplication tables of 3. If I'm not sure, I can count the number of ones I have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So now I have 18. 18 is 8 ones and 1 10. So I have done some renaming here. So originally I have 18 ones. Now I want to rename it such that I have 8 ones and 1 10, which means I need to take away 10 ones. So let me start to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've taken away 10 ones. I need to exchange it for another 10. So if you check, I should have 8 ones left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is how I have 8 ones here. Next, I need to look at the tens. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. How did I get 4? I take my original 10 times 3, which is 3 tens, and then I add one more 10, which gives me 4 tens. Okay, so if I'm doing the working, it will be 1 times 3, so 110 for each group times 3, and then I add my extra 10 that I got from my renaming. So I have 110 times 3, which is 3 tens, plus one more 10 to give me 4 tens. Okay, now let's look at some 3-digit numbers. Okay, so let me remove my number list first. Okay, let me put another piece of paper here. Okay, so now let's say I want to find $214 times 4. Okay, so I'm not very sure how to do this, so let's use my number list to help me. 214 is the same as 2 hundreds, 110, and 4 ones. And now how many groups of this do I want? I want 4 groups because I want to multiply by 4. So I need to put 4 of these groups. Okay, now I have my 4 groups. Each group has 214. Now, similar to when I'm doing multiplication of 2-digit numbers, I will start from the ones column. So if I look at my ones column, it is 4 ones times 4. So if I look at my number list, how many ones do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 ones. 16 ones, I can rename it as 6 ones and 1 10. So if I rename it, I need to exchange, right? So I need to take away 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ones. And I need to exchange it for 110. So let's check. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones left, which is how I have 6 here. Now let's go on to my tens column. How many tens do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how do I get 5? I take my 110, from each group there's 110, multiply by 4, because I have 4 groups, right? So I have 110 multiplied by 4, which gives me 4 tens, and then I add one more 10, which I got from my renaming. So I have 110 times 4, which gives me 4 tens, plus one more 10, which gives me 5 tens. And how many hundreds do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 hundreds. Okay, and let's go through one last example. Okay, let me remove my number list first. Okay, now I want to find $156 times 3. Okay, so let's use my number list to help me. 156, I have 100. Five tens. And 6 ones. And how many groups of this do I need? I want to multiply by 3, which means I need 3 groups. Okay, so I repeat this 3 times. Okay, let me just move everything up a bit so you can see everything. Okay, so we have 100, 5 tens, and 6 ones in each group. Now I still start from the ones column. 6 ones multiplied by 3. Okay, let's count how many ones do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 ones. I will have 8 ones and 1 10. Okay, this means that I need to take away 10 ones. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ones taken away. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ones left. So that's correct. After I take away my 10 ones, I need to remember to exchange it for 110. Okay, now I can move on to my tens column. How many tens do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And how did I get 16? I take 5 tens, because remember each group has 5 tens. It's 5 tens here, 5 tens here, 5 tens here. 5 tens multiplied by 3 for the 3 groups. That gives me 15. After getting 15 tens, I need to add my extra 10 that I got from the renaming. So I need to take 15 plus 1 more 10. So that gives me 16 tens. 16 tens, it will be 6 tens and 100. Okay, so let's do our renaming now. I'll take away 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I took away too many already, so I need 10. And when I exchange my 10 tens, I need to exchange it for 100. Okay, so let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens. And now I have an extra 100, which I put in my hundreds column. Okay, and now how do I find the hundreds? 100 times 3, because each group had 100, remember? I have 1, 1, 1. And then I need to add the extra 100 that I got from my renaming. So I have 100 times 3, which is 300 plus 1 more 100, which gives me 400. So I should get 400, 6 tens, and 8 ones. So that is how I get my answer.